So guys, this video is not going to give you all the answers, but just a point of view of mine. That is logic and reasoning and these kind of intellectual practices and this very voice of reason vibe is not always good. You really need to have sentiment and care and love and support and be kind, gentle to deal with the situation and with the things that life put in your way. You really need to have this body intelligent with sensational intelligence, with this kind of spiritual thing, energy intelligence, and they are so important. And thinking so much a lot of times is not going to be like the best thing. That's why the term overthinker exists. You just think everything so much, just stop it. And that's actually the point of the video that I want you to understand. Logic is good. Have this calculation power, with mathematics, with physics, with chemistry is very good. Have this kind of intellectual knowledge is fundamental to actually, improving life and learn more about yourself, learn more about how your body works and how other people work, in sociology, philosophy, psychology, in the psychiatrist realm. These things are fundamental for you, but thinking so much every single situation is not going to be the best thing that you can do. And I'm looking there because a woman is looking at me, staring at me, but that's it, that's life. And I just want you to, but I think that with adulthood and with wisdom and with knowledge that have inside it these terms and this study about things and in the world about your own feelings that are so important about your emotion and how you put this emotion out there in a healthy way and in a moderate way is actually very important. But if you stay just at this point and you just don't let the things flow, and I want to be more specific because I think that a lot of times when we talk about these things, light and the dark and the feminine and the masculine energy and the flow and the paralyzation, it's like there are terms that have inside of it so much knowledge and information that you really need to vocalize and be more specific. So with flow, I'm saying this capacity and this knowledge, this internal wisdom of just understanding that things are the way they are. If you are fighting with someone, it's not just the fact that you are going to rethink about the fight, you rethink about your tone and your modality of speaking if the person don't want to get what you're saying because it's ignorant, because it's too angry, too sad, is like in this victim mentality, or the person just don't want to listen to you. She or he or whatever, they are not going to listen, and that's it. You can think about it like all the time you want, but if you don't have this kind of, and that's why I'm saying, and I want to make this point very important, you really need to study and learn more about philosophy, psychology, neurology, how your brain works and how people interact in life, so that you can understand your modality and how you are operating and how people are operating too. And the result of that is being more in peace, in harmony, knowing what you want to do with your energy. If you don't want to just give it to people and just burn it in situation, just conserve it, conserving it, being more calm, being more reserved, being more open and listen more, but at the same time be actually very objective about what the situation is. The knowledge you have and the wisdom you seek for are going to be fundamental, especially in the art of not thinking so much and thinking just what is right. And this what is right is actually a path that you really need to take to understand. Because thinking so much in some situation is thinking the right. Thinking a little less in some situation is going to be thinking the right. Not thinking, and I know it's going to sound crazy, but silence is actually a very potent tool, and the quietness, the stillness, the not movement is very precious a lot of times, and we really should and need to practice it more. And I'm talking even with myself, but have this kind of understanding are going to put you in another level of mentality and another level of consciousness of the way you act and think and feel even, because you have a structure that permits and allow you to have this kind of actions and this kind of character, this persona. And that's the reason of this video. Just think the right, analyze what it needs to be analyzed, because and seek wisdom. Like, these are the two main things that I'm trying to say here, and I'm actually paragraphing a lot. I'm just making this statement a little too wide, but the thing is, just look for information, understand the information, analyze it the way it needs to be analyzed and the way it required to be analyzed. And this second thing especially is something that comes a lot with age and with maturity, and it's a process and is a path that you need to take once more. So you need to take patience, basically, so you can build that, but it's possible. And just think how much the situation are going to propose you to think. And a lot of times the quantity of thinking you need to do is equal 0. And that's it. You can think whatever you want, how much time you want, in every kind of way you want. You can talk about a situation in 165 ways. You can have the opinion of 100 people, but if you don't have the knowledge and the structure that is going to be the base and the fundamental of your thoughts, is actually going this thinking is going to transmute itself in just thin air. It's not going to be anything useful for you. And a lot of times with thinking you need something that is concrete, is physical, is touchable, is visceral, you can put into action. But with that putting into action comes the knowledge to do it. The knowledge that allows you to pass from the idea to from the concept to the materialization of the concept. And that's actually being an adult, is the process of being an adult. And that's one of the many things that differentiate a teenager, a child, and an adult. An adult is objective. He feel or she feel, the adults feel the things they need to feel, and they act the way they need to act based on this process of materialization in this very responsible and mature way. Childs don't do that, and teenagers try to. So just be aware of that, and that's it. Just search for the information you need to search, because we know in our hearts and in our minds what we need to do and what we need to looking for. A concept, a philosophy, a thing, a science, a field, we know. A conversation, a book we need to read, a music we need to listen, we just know. So just do that. And have mastery in what you are doing, so that you can think with quality, not with quantity. Think with quality and not with quantity. Think less, but with better results. And sometimes think a lot of, or the way you should think and the quantity it requires, but with quality and not with this, thin air and this primordial, this very unuseful, this very simplicist way of doing things and think. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video just did something in your hair, in your head. That's it. Bye.